2 or 3 inches above the ground, and then higher, higher, even higher, until the ladder was no longer taller, and the mother had to buy an extra extendable ladder just to bring her down. We must keep this a secret from the neighbours, the family thought, as the mother looked on in sheer disbelief. The mother finally acknowledged she needed to make haste, and in a frantic panic, tied a piece of string to herself and the girl's hands in the process, subconsciously limiting her own circulation, but barely noticing as she let down the bottom of every skirt so no one could see the space between the girl's shoes and the floor. One day, the mother forgot to lock the kitchen door, and the girl found a knife, a big knife, the best knife for old bread and tough legs of ham, and she dragged it down the body, from top to bottom, opened herself like a leather bag, stepped out of the skin, and kicked it away where it hit the wall, splat, and slithered to the ground. The mother tried to catch her daughter, but there was nothing to hold on to. Look up, the little girl said, and she flew around her mother and did somersaults in the air and walked along the clothesline and made silly faces at the window whilst the mother cried, oh, and her skin turned to a perishing, death awakening slush in her hands.
How was the party, Anna?
Fine.
Was it really? How was Isabella then? Did you talk to her? She has been away for 3 months after all.
I'm jealous. I'm frustrated. I'm fucking pissed off.
Why?
I want to go to university.
University? You are not capable of doing that. You haven't even considered how you would cope. It's not all fun nights out and student loans, you know.
I know that. I've thought about it.
You are too stupid. You aren't capable. You haven't thought this through properly. You can't even remember to take your medication.
I'm not stupid. Who cares about medication?
It's 4 hours away.
I like adventures.
Yes, well, as far as we are aware, April Evans has never been diagnosed with.
Don't.
You haven't thought this through.
I have.
You haven't even thought this through. You haven't thought this through.
I have thought it through. Just shut up.
Think of who's really down in you. Is it really me? Are you just echoing your own thoughts?
Shut up! I need to write. When I was 8 years old, I could fill a whole wardrobe with stories. Brilliant stories. Amazing stories. I found them all kept away in my mum's wardrobe. She couldn't bear to get rid of them because they were stories from me. Me, a future genius, a mastermind.
It's rubbish.
I'll read you another one.
No one cares.
Listen, this is a good one. Bang! And into the water they float. They dive. Bang! And
Anna.
bang! One shot fired. Bang! Another shot fired. Bang! She was here and now she's gone. Bang! 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 Her soul has suffered enough. Now all that is left is the remains of a lifeless body.
Lifeless. Gone. An eternal sleep is now inside as she has uttered her last word. Danced her last dance and her life has amounted to this. A fragment of a barely lived life, as her life will now be laid to rest in a shitty wooden box where she will spend the rest of eternity. Anna wrote.
Where a body would quickly decay, the worms were feeding her, and the only thing that benefits is the earth, as it greedily feeds on her suffering. That doesn't sound right. Not that. She suffered from a rare and incurable disease that would prevent her from walking. But in the water, she was supersonic. She could swim 2 laps of the pool as good as fish without ever requiring the normally essential need for oxygen, meaning she never took a breath. Others may consider this attempted suicide. She, on the other hand, considered it talented. This was a skill in which she practiced every night in the bathtub. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, as she lay underneath the surface, reaching towards the final record.
Anna, you are going to drown. Anna, you are going to drown.
A blue-ringed octopus, perhaps, or an electric eel. If I had to choose, I would be one of them funny little fish with a light up on the side, because I don't mind the cold and I quite like the dark. Though everyone needs a little bit of light sometimes.
If you carry on in the bath, you won't need any light, you'll be dead. Have you finished your book?
It took Jane Austen 16 years.
You're not her. Admit it, you can't do it. That's why you're alone and that's why your mum left you.
My mum didn't leave.
Yes, she did, and now you're proving her right. You can't do it.
Yes, I can. My mum didn't leave. My mum didn't leave.
Carry on telling yourself that while still listening to me. And tiny subconscious voice formed by your imagination.
My mum didn't leave.
Your mum died in a car crash, but you know this. The same crash she was in at 9 years old. You killed her, remember?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. She told you to put your seatbelt on. You refused. You kicked the back of her chair. She turned to reach the seatbelt, and as you wouldn't put it on, she wasn't looking where she was going. Sounds familiar. Like something out of your stories. But this isn't a story. This is real. You killed her.
I killed her. This is my autobiography. I, Anna Phillips, was a talented, though peculiar, and extremely troubled child. I know that, now I'm thinking clearer. I was medicated for a number of years, and although it helped, my dopamine receptors had been suppressed. My ability to think without a clear mind had ultimately clouded my thought. My judgment, it zombified me every day. I woke up, opened this very notebook, tried to write, but it was like, you know when you've got a cigarette and you try and light it, but everything is against you, almost like it's telling you you don't need nicotine. Like you try and light it, but it's pouring it down, and well, it's windy, it's raining, and you drop it, and it's in a soaked, wet through puddle, till there was no longer any nicotine substance to pick up. medication, but my dosage has been reduced and the medication altered to be more beneficial for my individual needs so that I can become a happier and healthier me. I even do adult stuff now. Like I think about calorie consumptions and drinking water, even reading the back of cereal boxes. Like, it just, I don't know, it didn't feel right to be doing all that and not even know the contents of my own medication. Medication, well, it isn't always a resolution to everything. Sometimes it helps, but only on a temporary basis. It isn't a permanent resolution to mental health issues. In order to fix an issue permanently, you have to identify the source of the issue and work through it. True happiness, well, what can I write? It involves finding our true selves and being at peace with ourselves. You cannot deal with pain through pain. In order to find true happiness, you need to be kind. That is just as much to yourself as it is